Well, so that's that. I know you've heard of the Mueller Report, and I ordered it, and I took a look at this, and the print was so fine that I couldn't even read it. I mean, I would have had to have a double whammy magnifying glass to read this, so Carol ordered for me the larger print ones, but it comes in two. Has to be this size to be able to read it. So I have the 2 volumes of this, and I don't know, you probably can't see this, but the print is much better. So I'm probably the only lay person that you know that has actually read the full Mueller Report. You can get it online, so you certainly ought to be able to read it from there. But for me, I like the book in my hand so I can mark it all up and X it and question marks and pluses and minuses and so forth. Now this is the first volume, and there are some redactions in here, of course, which make it look kind of strange, but it's readable and it's fine. The first volume is the first part of it is about the Russian investigations, and it goes on to tell a lot that happened during the elections, the hacking, how they used the bots, and how they got fake names and people on Facebook to put out campaign materials for Trump. So that's all very clear, and it's stuff that we knew before. If you've been paying attention, you knew most of this before. There were a couple of new things, but what this did was put it all together in a very readable, clear portion. So whoever that is, we're just going to ignore the phone because I want to talk about this. The second part of volume 1 is actually about Trump's involvement with the Russians, and doesn't come to any conclusion about collusion, but involvement with them is a little different thing. Now, volume 2 was particularly interesting to me because this one is about obstruction of justice, and here again we've known all of these things, but what we haven't known is the order of these things. It's been hard to follow if you were just watching the news. So Mueller takes each of these events, he tells you what the event is, and then the intent or how they investigated it to see whether it qualifies for obstruction, then makes some kind of a final comment on it, and you get to see all that. So the rest of the book is basically that, except there is some large appendices in the back, and on each page he tells you who said what. He proves what he's saying. He gives the backup material for that. So if you have not read this yet, or you have any doubts as to whether the investigation was thorough, or any doubt as to the result of all of that 2 years of investigation, I suggest you read these. But get the larger print. And maybe they have it in the library. You might not even have to buy it, or you can download it. But you really need to read this if you want to be clear on the facts. That's it.